Hello everyone, hope you're all well. I wanted to continue on my legend series, and today I wanted to give someone very special, one of the most special bowlers in the history of cricket, and someone who has a lot of uniqueness about him, almost like Michael Schumacher in a way. I'll come to it. I'm talking about Derek Underwood of England. He was born June 8th, 1945 in Kent, in England, obviously. And he is regarded as one of the finest spin bowlers of all time in the history of cricket. And he was a slow left-arm orthodox bowler. But that was just on paper. Technically, he was a slow left-arm orthodox spinner, like you would say like Daniel Vettori or Abhishan Singh Bedi left arm spinner, but Derek Underwood was totally different from that because he used to bowl like medium pace. So it was almost like Anil Kumble bowling left arm. So he was Phil Tufnell. People who have seen cricket in the late 80s, early 90s would probably remember Phil Tufnell. He was a left-arm spinner who used to run in and bowl. And Derek Underwood was almost the same. He used to run in and bowl, and he used to bowl quite fast. Like medium. So even though he is technically called a left-arm spinner, he was quite fast for a spinner. And one thing that was very unique about Derek Underwood was that he was absolutely unplayable on sticky wickets, damp, wet wickets, and that's why I said Michael Schumacher, because people who have followed Formula One in the 90s, especially when Michael Schumacher was there, would know that he was unbeatable on wet tracks. When there was a rain and the circuit, course, the circuit was wet. It was almost impossible to beat Michael Schumacher. It's my brother who first told me about this, and it took me by surprise, and it's like a very special thing. That really got me glued to Michael Schumacher, because that was like, I thought, there should be something special about someone. If you can't beat someone when it is wet, that is like a speciality, you should say. And that is what exactly Derek Underwood was. He was totally unplayable on a wet, damp, sticky wickets in England. I've heard a lot of people talk about Derek Underwood since I was young. I've heard Sunil Gavaskar talking about him a lot, and even Ian Chappell, Tony Gregg, Jeffrey Boycott. A lot of them have spoken a lot about Derek Underwood, and I've read a lot about Derek Underwood as well. And he played, and another thing that was unique probably about him was that a lot of players have played with different clubs, at least two clubs, some of them probably their main club and at least MCC, but Derek Underwood played all his first class cricket for Kent, where he obviously was born as well. And in all, he played 86 test matches for England, and he took 297 wickets, and he had 17 5-wicket hauls and 6 10-wicket hauls, and 6 10-wicket hauls is a lot. 10 wickets, 6 times 10 wickets in a match. And in first class cricket, he's got a staggering 2,465 wickets at an average of just around 20 or so. And he had an amazing 153 5-wicket hauls and an astonishing 47 10-wicket hauls. 2,465 first class wickets. I've always spoken about people who have more than 100 first class hundreds, and people who have more than 1,000, 1,500 first class wickets. I think there are only 3 people that I have covered so far who has more than 2,000 first class wickets. One obviously was WG Crazy, is the highest, and I'm sure it was Fred Truman as well, the one who has more than 2,000 wickets. So of all the people that I'm covering, I'm pretty sure it is the third person, Derek Underwood, that has more than 2,000 first class wickets. And there's another thing, when he turned 25, when he was just 25, he already finished, he got 100 test wickets and his 1,000 first class wicket as well when he was only 25 years old. And only two people have ever done it younger than 25. I mean, than Derek Underwood. So he's the third youngest to do that, 1,000 first class wickets. And in first class cricket, by the way, he also has 100. He scored 100 batting as a night watchman once. And another thing, I mean, in 1969, he was selected as one of the Wisden Cricketers of the Year. And probably the most famous thing about Derek Underwood that he did in Test cricket would be that 1968 versus Australia, the fifth Test against Australia, and Australia were leading 1-0, and they were probably going to win the Ashes, and it was almost like a drawn match, the fifth Test match. And on the final day, there was a lot of rain, and a lot of play got delayed because of the rain, and there was only little play left, and Australia were in a really good position to draw the match. And then Derek Underwood took the last four Australian wickets in 27 balls, and he did that in like exactly the last half hour of the day's play. So the fifth day, I mean, the last 30 minutes of play, that's all that was left in that match. Otherwise, Australia were going to hang on to a draw and win the Ashes, but he took 4 wickets in just 27 balls in the last 30 minutes, and that was one of the most biggest turnarounds in Test history. And it's after that, in 1969, he was selected as one of the Wisden Cricketers of the Year. And in the ICC Test bowlers ranking as well, I mean, he was ranked number 1 in the world as a bowler from 1969 September to August 1973. So it's almost like 4 years he was the number 1 Test bowler in the ranking. And there's another thing that I have to say. I mean, he was involved in the World Series cricket. Everyone knows about the Kerry Packer, the World Series cricket, and also to a rebel tour to South Africa, which was not allowed in those days because of the ban on South Africa. But a lot of players have done that rebel tours, and it has cost them their years in the international career as well. And Derek Underwood, because he went on the rebel tour to South Africa, he was banned for 3 years from international cricket. So if he had played that 3 more years, I mean, he would have easily taken more than 350 wickets around, because he had 297 wickets. He would have probably taken 350 to 400 wickets, the way he used to get wickets. And all through the life, I mean, when he was bowling, I mean, in his career, he was always regarded as one of the finest bowlers in Test history at that moment. And he's definitely considered one of the greatest spinners of all time. And definitely an unorthodox spinner, you should say, even though he's technically orthodox. I mean, I already mentioned that he bowls fast and all those things. And he had a very good arm ball, which is like an in-swinging ball, because he used to bowl fast. He used to get like an in-swinging arm ball. Arm ball is a ball that normally goes straight, and he used to get a lot of LBWs with that ball. So that was one of his biggest weapons, that in-swinging arm ball. And he was also, I mean, after retirement, he also did serve as the president of the MCC. So that is something notable about Derek Underwood. And there's another thing that I have to mention, very important. Derek Underwood did play at a time when the Indian spin quartet of Bishan Singh Bedi, Chandrasekhar, B.S. Chandrasekhar, Venkatraghavan, and Rapalli Prasanna, the 4 of them were playing at the same time when Derek Underwood was playing. And still, Derek Underwood was rated as one of the, or if not almost the best spinner in that time. So that is an absolute big achievement for him, because at that time the 4 great Indian spinners were playing. So I mean, it was not a small thing to have the tag of being the best spinner when all those great 4 spinners were still playing. I mean, in the same contemporary players at that time. And even wicket-wise, I'm not saying too much, giving too much into the wickets, but even the wickets, he has more wickets than all the spin quartet has not together. I mean, Bishan Singh Bedi, I think, has 266 wickets, highest among the quartet, and he has 297. The B.S. Chandrasekhar also has 200 plus, and Rapal Prasanna around both of them, Venkatraman, are just under 200 wickets. But together, obviously, they did take a lot of wickets. But I'm just saying that Derek Underwood did actually, technically, I mean, speaking, have more wickets than all the 4 Indian spinners had. But it's not easy. I mean, when you have 4 great bowlers like the West Indian bowlers, they all share wickets. So it's not easy for one person to keep taking wickets, because the other bowler is going to take wickets. So anyway, that is my video on Derek Underwood, one of the most colorful characters in cricket history because of the way he bowled and the uniqueness that he had. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. And my title, I'm definitely going to give the Schumacher on wet wickets or something like that. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And I also want to take this opportunity for all the people that are supporting me on YouTube and are watching my videos. I really, really appreciate your support. And please do keep supporting me. Thank you so much. Take care and God bless you.